So this is my persuasive speech, and it's family crisis, the impact of incarceration on families. In early 2012, my family experienced what would be one of the most traumatic events in our lives. My husband, which was my boyfriend at the time, was sentenced to 5 years in the Central Department of Corrections. And his choice didn't only impact him, but also impacted me and my 4 children. Unfortunately, my story isn't uncommon. According to the National Institution of Justice, there are approximately 2.3 million Americans incarcerated today. You see, the problem with that is there are more mothers and fathers with children who are in prison. One report found that in the U.S. Department of Justice, Bureau of Justice statistically show about 50 to 75% of incarcerated individuals reported having a minor child. After going through the experience with my children, I started working at the Boys and Girls Club, and so that I would actually be able to help my kids as well as other kids that were going through similar situations. We must intervene with our children's lives to show them the importance of getting an education, starting early with them, let them know the sources available to them so that they don't follow in their parents' footsteps. Everyone should be concerned for our youth who have to live with trauma of a parent being incarcerated and understand what effects incarceration can have on the family. First, we will look at the effects that incarceration of a parent can have on the mental health of everyone involved. I also have these statistics which shows the incarceration direct impacts today from America, like all over America. It shows what is incarcerated today, formerly incarcerated, how many has ever been convicted of felony, as well. Trauma is defined as going through stressing, frightening, or distressing events. Children can experience antisocial behavior, such as depression, or psychological strains, such as separation anxiety. When my children's father went to jail, my son, who was 9 at the time, he stopped being interested in the things that he loved to do. He stopped going outside hanging with his friends. And so I even found a voice recording of him saying that he didn't want to live any longer. And so at that time, I knew I had to do something. So when I was working with Boys and Girls Club, I always did morning duty. So I called Maria, who was our mental health coordinator at the time, coming in and talked to her about his situation. I also reached out to Regina Perry of Cabrera, who helped me with my son as well, and also Brecken. You see that it takes a village to support children in these cases. Even though you are not the one who has a person in jail, you are still contributing to his or her stay while they're there. According to an article by a guy named Stevens, Americans pay approximately $80 billion a year supporting inmates stay while they're there. Now that we've discussed the effects incarceration have on the mental health, we can look at the proposed solution. I had asked my husband what had contributed to him going to prison, and what did he think could have prevented it. And he said that when he was young, he tried to intervene with his mother being abused by his father. So at that time, he was sent to live with his grandmother. And because of that situation, he was introduced to the streets. And he got involved in gang life, street life, and he dropped out of high school. The gang life and the street life all happened before he was 18. So he was in and out of the juvenile detention center and that as well. But the best thing about him being incarcerated was during those 5 years, he was able to obtain his GED, as well as when he got out, he started his own business. So even though many, like my husband, choose the road they take, I feel if we start with them while they're young and offer them the support, then we can potentially prevent them from going down the same road. If we can reach them before they make it behind those jail walls, then we need to make the requirements for them to, if we can't reach them before they make behind the jail walls, then we need to make a requirement for them to attend certain classes that they need to attend those classes as a part of their release instead of going to jail, sitting in pods all day playing cards. Even though we can't stop some from making the decisions that leads to being jailed, we must be there to support the ones left behind. With incarceration steadily inclining, not only are families impacted from this, but the entire world. If you're not concerned about hearing this, then think about how you will react to the news of one of your students who attempted to take their life because they couldn't deal with the fact that they wasn't able to see their mother or father anymore because they were incarcerated. Thank you.